Hey everybody, it's Rob. Wishing you all peace and love as always. Just kind of want to come to you today with like a different kind of message. I get that everybody's scared right now. I get that the terminology that we're hearing on the news, such as pandemic, martial law, lockdown, these words are scary words. Okay. I know that there's a serious situation that's going on at this present moment in time in the entire world. Obviously, it's not just the United States who is being impacted by this coronavirus, but this is a time where we need each other. We gotta do everything that we can together. I mean, it is time for communities to come together. It is time for us to start working together. These people that are running to the store and taking more than they need and taking it from the people who need it's starting to really crush people, especially in my hometown in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. I don't know what it's like in your hometowns, but our shelves in Walmart are bare. There's no meat. You can barely even get frozen meals. Like there's nothing. So what do we do? What's the solution to this? We got to come together. We have got to come together. Like I ain't trying to be preachy, and I'm not trying to be religious. I'm not trying to be any of that. But we as a human race, if we're going to make it through this shit, we got to help each other out. We got to be in each other's corners. You know, it's if you think about it, kind of like bringing back the old barter system is probably the best way to do this. So let's say hypothetically, all right, I've got 5 bottles of antibacterial soap. All right, but I don't have any toilet paper. My neighbor has 30 rolls of toilet paper. All right, so I give you a bottle of antibacterial soap, and maybe you give me 2 or 3 bottles of toilet paper. Like, it doesn't have to be charity. It doesn't have to be people begging. Like, this should just be a real straight, simple process that every single one of us human beings should understand. Nobody should be going without right now. You shouldn't be going without with food. You shouldn't be going without water. You shouldn't be going without ways to disinfect your hands, to disinfect your place, to do any of the things you need to do. But the majority of people right now who need it are going out to Walmarts and Martin's and Food Lions and all these grocery stores and can't get it. Why? Because it's sitting in somebody else's cabinet. All right? And I'm not trying to hate on nobody. So don't take this as hate, because this ain't hate. But there are ways for us to do this. And there are ways for us to get through this without us getting panicky as shit. All right? Because I'm telling you right now, unfortunately, I talked to several people weeks ago and told them, I said, if people don't chill, if they don't calm down about this, you're going to talk about massive shutdowns. And what's happening? Massive shutdowns all over the place. I brought up the fact that anarchy leads towards martial law. Guess what's coming? Martial law. And then what happens after martial law? People get stuck in their house. Nobody wants to feel like a caged animal. So that's when the rioting and shit starts happening. And none of us want that to happen. We don't need that to happen, and it doesn't need to happen. It's time, human race, baby, time for us to be each other's brothers and sisters and work together to get through this shit. We cannot be relying on the government. We cannot be relying on this check that's supposed to be coming in the mail, which I will be grateful. Don't get me wrong. I will be grateful to get a $1,000 check if it ever comes from the United States government to help me out. But if this shit starts lasting for months, that $1,000 ain't going to be worth the fiddler's fuck. Because I don't know what to tell you, man. The world costs more than what that $1,000 check is going to provide. All right. To some people, that $1,000, that is going to be like a month and a half of rent. For some people, that's going to be like 2 months of rent. So how the hell is that $1,000 going to help you go to the grocery store and pay your bills? All right. We gotta work together. We gotta come together. Let me see if I do this right. You and I, we gotta team up. We gotta handle this shit. We gotta take care of each other. We gotta have each other's back. We gotta love one another. We gotta do the right thing. We got to spread peace and love and brotherhood and sisterhood amongst each other, or this is going to get ridiculously even more out of hand than it already is. All right? I'm not a motivational speaker, all right? And I'm not going to, there's not a whole lot that I can say that hasn't already been said, but I will stress the fact that we are in our hour of need as a human race. This ain't just like Joe Blow down the block, is sick and the community's trying to do something to help him out. The community now needs to help all the Joe Blows. Like, we got to have each other's backs. This anarchy cannot continue because it's going to lead down a path that I promise you that we don't want to go down. All right. I read on Facebook. All right. And I challenge you to correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, by all means, comment, send me a message, tell me what you think. But I'm telling you, I read on Facebook every day. First of all, I do want to say that those of you people who are out there, and yes, I'm pointing my finger, those of you who are out there saying that they wish Donald Trump would get the coronavirus and die, that's some fucking shit. Like, that is some bullshit. Like, you don't wish that shit on nobody. I don't give a shit if it's your worst enemy. You don't wish that shit on nobody. Because I guarantee you that $1,000 check that you're going to get in the mail, you're going to cash it despite the fact that he's not your president. All right? But wishing that on anybody is a load of shit. Watching the politics, and the Democrats are blaming the Republicans for the coronavirus. Republicans are blaming the Democrats for the coronavirus. Guess what, man? This ain't no time for politics. This ain't no time for the bullshit. This is the time for action. This is not the time for this political garbage. All right? There is some serious shit going on in this world right now that's killing a lot of people. And it is not time to be bitching about politics. Right now is the time that we need to be helping each other and saving each other's lives, not bitching about Democrats and Republicans, period. Second thing, there's people going out stockpiling ammunition because, there's conspiracy theorists that 100% believe that this shit was, done on purpose and that there's some sick shit coming on. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I believe one way or another because I got my own beliefs and this ain't about me. So I'm not spreading what my belief on this whole thing is. But what I am going to spread and what I am going to emphasize is that us as a human race, this is all we got. This is all we got. because ain't nobody else going to save us. You know, this is our time to come together as a human race and help each other. Communities need to come together. Neighbors need to come together. I don't give a shit if you've never talked to your neighbor in your entire life. Today's the day to find out what your neighbor's name is and make sure that your neighbor is okay. You know, like, this is not the time or the place for political nonsense, for apocalypse nonsense, like, because I assure you that if it is the apocalypse, the rapture, whatever the hell you want to call it, and we want to get through it, the only way we're getting through it is together. All right? I even read something today that this whole thing was set up to purposely close churches so that people would stop gathering in groups to worship whichever God they're worshiping, which I think is a crock of shit too. Because guess what? You don't need the church. If you believe in God, you believe in that, you believe in all that, you don't need a church to be praying. You don't need a church to go to on Sunday to tell God, hey, I'm sorry for my sins just in case this is the end of the world. You could do that in your own home. I guarantee you that there's a place in your house, your apartment, your whatever, that you can get down on your knees and thank God that you woke up another day. All right? So, enough. We have to stick together. We got to stick together. We got to come together. Like, at this point, there's this whole coronavirus, from what I have been seeing, has been driving more and more wedges between people. And as I've talked about in many of these I wanted to say podcasts, but this isn't a podcast, it's a YouTube channel. I talk about the divisions that already exist between us. Now we've got this coronavirus, because if somebody sneezes outside and you're standing out there, like, they get the death glare. Like, and that's some bullshit too. Like, you see somebody sick, you see somebody's not feeling well, and you got an extra bottle of hand sanitizer, or you've got something, give it to them. Like, just help people. It hurts my brain. Not only does it hurt my brain, but it hurts my heart, because there are so many people out there right now in need. And there are so many people that have things that other people need. And I'm not telling you that you should go spend your money and give all your money to everybody in the world. That's why I started this with the barter system, because all of us has something to offer one another. Okay, so somebody needs to bum hand sanitizer from you, all right? And that hand sanitizer costs, let's just play hypothetical and say that you spent $10 on hand sanitizer, okay? So maybe when the spring comes or the summer comes, that person comes back and cuts your grass once to pay off you giving them a bottle of hand sanitizer. There are ways to work this shit out together. There are ways for us to work together if we're willing to do that. That's the question. Are you willing to help out a stranger? Are you willing to help out a friend? Are you willing to help out the human race? I know I am. I will do whatever I can do. I have given 2 rolls of toilet paper away. I bought a couple bottles of hand soap that's antibacterial. Posted on Facebook, hey, if somebody needs it, let me know, because it's just me here. Like, so I don't need 5 bottles of anything, you know. But we got to come together. We got to end this division shit, because yes, it's a scary time. Yes, there is a dangerous disease that's going around. Yes, it's spreading like wildfire. Is it going to continue? Yes. Are things going to get worse? Yes. We need each other now more than ever. We don't need to go back to the Dark Ages. I don't know if any of you are history buffs and know anything about the Dark Ages, but I promise you, we do not want to go back to the Dark Ages where there was no law, there was no order, and men lived in fear of one another. We don't need that shit. We don't need that shit. We need each other. We need each other. I need you. And hopefully, if you need me and you contact me, I will do anything and everything in my power to help you. Any time of day. That's what we need right now. That's what we need. We need each other. Practice. I can't believe that it's 2020 and we're just now grasping the concept that you're supposed to wash your hands. That is another thing that completely and totally blows my mind. Like, didn't you learn this when you were a child? Somehow or another, we missed the wash your hands part of our educational process. All right? Stay safe. Maintain your distance, but don't isolate yourself. Don't cut yourself off from everybody in the world. Because the three groups of people who are suffering the most, besides, well, I'll get to that in a minute. The people in the retirement homes and the nursing homes that ain't got no visitors right now, that are sitting by themselves, my heart aches for them. My heart aches for them. Those people suffering from domestic violence who are stuck in their house with their abusive partner, my heart hurts for them. And those of us, because I can say us, those of us who battle with depression and anxiety every single day of our lives, who are stuck in our apartments, in our homes, and nothing is open outside, our only means of socialization are closed, this is a bad time for us. But this is again why we need each other. I'm going to end this episode by thanking all of the doctors, the nurses, the EMTs, all of those people working in the healthcare system right now that are on the front lines of this shit, who sacrifice every single day, who are helping and supporting those in need and being there for them. I mean, this isn't something that I usually say, but God bless you. Like, I don't know where the world would be without you. My mother is a nurse. She's been a nurse for 32 years, I do believe, and is on the front lines of this, working in a rehabilitation center. Like, my hat's off to you. Like, you right now are heroes. Like, I get that you're heroes any other time, but during the midst of this virus epidemic bullshit, you are truly heroes. And I wish you safety. I wish you everything in the world. And I hope that you remain strong and you keep doing what you're doing, because we need you. So, with that being said, we need each other. Let's love each other. Let's support each other, and let's get through this bullshit, because I need to be able to get back to my local bar and have a beer, because I don't want to drink by myself anymore, because that blows. It sucks like a lot. So, ending this, wishing you all peace and love, wish you all safety, wish you all health, sending you all positive thoughts and energy.